So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and cut out something. I've just got this piece of polystyrene that I got out of some packaging. Not a very good shape to work with, but we're going to give it a go. So we've got something, a shape that we're sort of like trying to go for. Now we're just going to cut the other pieces off. It's actually quite good if you just break it, because then it gives you like jaggedy rock instead of cut knives. So we're just going to break it a little bit like that. So we've got a bit of a rock. Just gouging out some pieces. Now you'll notice I leave all these small little pieces here all cut up, so that in case I want to use any of these funny little shapes, I can just grab them and put them on. When you want to have completely finished, do I clean it all up and throw it away? But right now I need these little pieces. So now we're going to start trying to assemble it into some shape. Now when you're using hot glue, it's preferable to use low temperature glue guns, because it does tend to get really hot and eat the polystyrene. I've got a high temp, so I've got to keep switching it on and off all the time so it doesn't get too hot. So now I'm just cutting down this one piece of polystyrene, so I've got a base to work on. So now we're going to cement it. You can see the cement is very runny, and all we have to do is we're going to paint a thin coat on it all over. little pieces of polystyrene that I put up before, just take those and plunk them into cement and mix them around because we're going to need those little rocks. So we'll just put them in there and we're just going to cover them. Keep it inside to dry. Apologise to all you artists out there, but this is how I paint. So we're just blocking them all like that. Depending on what colour, the intensity that you want, depends on what colours you want to add. So I'm just adding a little bit of everything. Very fine paintbrush to just add the colours. Now you take a slightly thicker paintbrush, dip it in water, and then just blend all the colours together and you get something that looks a bit like a rock. Good. Same procedure. Just dab a few drops of the paint all over as well. Change the background here so you can actually see me. It was a little bit hard to see. Continue on now. Just out of the way. And as I said, if you think it's too dark, just let it go. The little pieces that we put aside that we dipped in the water, just get them do the same thing on those, add just a bit of colour. And then we're going to take a big paintbrush and just wet them all, and the colours will all just run into each other. Now we have our little rocks that we'll be using. And that's what the little rocks look like. I thought I'd try filming this in a slightly better light so you can see what it looks like. So that's looks like. And now we're going to paint the inside of it. So now to do the inside to make it look like water, what you need is to get some blue food colouring because it's quite see-through and it doesn't give the same result as if you use paint. So you'll notice you've got different heights in there, so what you do is just take a wee bit of the blue paint, depending on how blue you want it. You can either use it neat or you can water it down. Now because I want some places to be just a little bit deeper, I'm just going to paint them with neat with neat blue colouring. Good idea is to try and use gloves when you're working with food colouring, because it does tend not to wash off very easily. So the rest of the places we don't want as dark as that, so I've diluted some of the blue food colouring, and now we're just going to paint it on all over. It'll fall into all the creases and whatnot, but we just want it a little bit lighter than the rest of the places. And if you think you've taken off too much of the dark in certain areas, you can always go back and add it a bit more. So now that's looking a little bit dark, so I'm going to add a little bit more water to it to try and brush some of the darker off, because I don't want it that dark. A little bit darker there. Then we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll come back and glue in our little rocks. Everything's dry now. Now we get to choose which little rocks that we want to use. So I've got a pair of tweezers that I'm just going to be picking up my little rocks and placing them into my little gorge to see which rocks I actually want to use. So right now I'm just using hot glue, just because it sets a lot quicker than any other glue. Right, the glue's hot enough now. Now we can get started. I think that should do. I don't think we need to put any more in, because maybe we'll look. Now before we get to do the actual water feature, what we're going to do is we're going to coat the whole thing to protect it. Now because we've used polystyrene and a very thin layer of cement, we can't really use anything that's going to eat the polystyrene. So what I use is floor polish. So in different countries they've got different names. I've just decanted it into a honey pot so I can use it, but you get this particular one that I'm using is called Bright Shine. The other ones that you can get is Dry Bright or High Sheen Floor, as long as it's a floor polish, and all you have to do is just paint it on. It comes a bit see-through when it's dried. At the moment it's a very milky colour, but just continue painting. So we'll do 3 coats of polish on it just to seal everything all in, and then just continue all the way around until it's completely covered. As you can see, the polish is dried rather nicely, and it gives it rather a nice shine to it. Nothing too dramatic, but it just turns it into something that looks a little bit more like rock.